Looks like it's doing this. Looks like it's doing this. Okay, I'm just going to see if I've got an echo here. Looks like it's doing this. Okay, I'm just going to see if I've got an echo here. Looks like it's doing this. Okay, Sharon, I'm just going to give you a call. I just want to do the broadcast. I'm not sure why there's an echo. Let me just phone you on your cell and you can talk me through it. Hi there, Sharon. Can you hear me while I'm talking at the moment? Okay, and you can still hear me now because I've had to mute my screen.
Not the best of the breeze. Can I hear you, Rory?
Unmute. Can you hear me now? Okay, great. Okay, super. Then we'll get kick started. All right. I'm going to just take this quick call. Thanks. Hi, Amanda. Can you hear me? Oh, no. Okay. Okay, what is I saw H. Was it H Evans? Oh, it's okay. Let me just try and see if I can find you. Well, let me see if I can get you in. Sorry, guys, just wait. Okay. I did try and call. Okay. Sorry. Let me just get going and then we'll get sorted. It's not going to be that long and it's going to be recorded. Okay, and then we'll host another one. Let me jump onto this. I've got a full capacity and we live at the moment as well. All right, super. I should be fine. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, bye for now. No problem. All right. Firstly, I want to thank everybody I'm just going to put this, Sharon, if there's any changes, please just WhatsApp me. I'll keep an eye here. For some reason, there was feedback on the computer. So I'm going to just set up and record this meeting. Let's just get that. It's been a while since I've okay, that's the YouTube. So I think I need to just turn this one off. This is why I'm getting all the feedback. In Safari. Sorry, just give me a second. That's what I was looking for. And let's go back to that. And we should be there. Gosh, it's been a while since I've done this. Just want to make sure I can hear. Sharon, can you just unmute yourself and just confirm that you can see the screen?
Yes, Rory, we can see you. And
Okay, you can see me
I've
in the
sent you a screen.
presentation. Okay.
Yeah, I've screen photo.
Okay, thanks. I'm just going to now find the recording function. I'm going to stop sharing and then hit the record button. That's why I was struggling a little bit. Okay, I think we're up and going. I'm going to record to the cloud. And let's go to the presentation. Sure. Okay, great. Finally, let's get going. So firstly, I want to say thank you to everybody. I'm not sure how many people are on YouTube, but welcome to everybody this Friday here in South Africa. It's been quite some time since you probably heard from me, but there has been a lot of movement and action in the background. And I want to give a very brief but informative update of where things are. And again, it will be up to the community to decide. I just want to confirm that this presentation is private for members only affected. I'm not giving advice or giving an instruction. This is my perspective on the matter, and all members affected to need to make their own decisions. So again, as I said, I want to keep this short. I want to keep this simple. If you are in the Zoom, please type away while I'm talking as many questions as you want. I really don't mind. I'm going to export that chat and put it through AI and work through all of that. I don't want to spend hours and hours. There's so much to do. And we've already got a frequently asked questions doc that we have prepared. I want to stress for those people here with what's happened in the last week, this process is officially going to close off at the end of August 2024, meaning in the next 28 days. There will be no further extensions. I've been requested and been engaged with obviously the folk in Dubai, and we've made significant ground. We want to aim to have all submissions and signed declarations by those people that are claiming by no later than the 15th of September. I'm actually going to try and push that date a little bit forward. It needs to be the 8th of September. There are good reasons for that. So as you're aware that we have been long-standing on this, we have now been waiting over 2 years. This has been a terrible time for so many families, so many people that have lost fortunes in programs related to Sam Lee and the Hypertech group, where he has provided software or engaged with other activities. I'm just going to run through some of these programs that you may be aware of or maybe not aware. There's Hyper One, Hyper Community, Hyper Capital, Hyper Global, Hyperfund, Hyperverse, Hyper Nation, and Hyper Cosmos. There was also Stable DAO, where products were sold. That was linked to what we call Stable Opinion. There was a research product where you basically could answer questions and you were supposed to get paid, and people paid a fee for that. There was also the VidiLook Beta and Live that was launched, and this was a program whereby you watched video advertisements and you got paid. There's a program called Step Chain. There was We Are All Satoshi was. So specifically to this, people that signed up to the program where Sam guaranteed a check. And if those that are part of We Are Satoshi will understand what I'm talking about, there were programs, certain packages where Sam stated publicly that he would give a contract and a check. So that is very, very important that those people that paid that kind of money also look at completing this process. And I have been asked the question, so what about the balance of the people? Well, the balance of the people at this stage will be for Chavez and Boomerang to explain. But in discussions of where things are, up until while Sam was involved, that is where his liability stands. The issue is as well, whatever's in We Are All Satoshi, Chavez took over that responsibility and those funds. And Chavez has the access to those funds, which are locked in contract. Then we had VAV, and then we had the infamous VEND, and VEND is the end. And then another one that has been added to this is HyperBC. Now, HyperBC is an exchange that is linked to the Hypertech group. What has transpired, there are people that cannot get their funds out of HyperBC. And we are aware of a numerous amount of people with large sums of money there, and they are refusing to verify IDs or assist, and basically just chasing their tail. So those that know HyperBC, if you are sitting with a problem or you would like to get your money out, you need to put in a claim as well. So I asked the question, where is Sam right now? And this is very important that the community now stands together. And I asked the question to everybody here, when have you last heard from Sam or seen Sam? And the reason why I'm stating this is there's a very, very good reason for that. And by my calculations, we're looking at roughly on 10, 11 weeks. Sam has just basically gone underground. I can just also add that FBI and the Australian authorities are on this matter, as well as the Dubai authorities, and they are fully integrated and working on this case. The Dubai authorities have uncovered a lot of things, and I'm not privy to discuss details of that, but I do stand confident that the Dubai authorities are well entrenched in understanding this matter. We know that Sam already has multiple cases against him. We know the cases not only with the FBI, that the FBI has a warrant. We know the people from Australia. There was 50 or 4 million there. We're talking billions from the FBI. And if you're following what's happening in the courts in Dubai, last week, Monday, there was another hearing for Sam. So to the best of my knowledge, Sam is working with the authorities, but I'm personally not privy to any of those details. And I want to emphasize that Sam is only one small part of a much, much bigger equation that has been uncovered. And there are many people that are involved and have been identified. And that is why the authorities have stepped up their involvement. So how do I see this working? Well, there are three outcomes. One is the legal and the court process, which we have stated from the beginning. Now, in Dubai, they don't have class action suits, but there are ways to culminate the process together, which we've discussed with the attorneys. The challenge with the legal courts is this can be a very long, drawn out and very expensive process. This is not ideal for us, but if we have to go that route, we'll go that route. Option number two, which the Dubai courts have, which is another sort of section of the courts, is where basically two parties are heard, similar to if you have a legal contract and you have somebody that arbitrates it. So there's a legal arbitration, which is overseen by what we call magistrates or judges. And this would be the best case where essentially we present the evidence, which is the declaration and your supported information. I must add as well that if you are going to participate, you need to prove your case in the sense of screenshots or proof that you paid money across to these programs. And the legal arbitration is where we are preferably heading for at the moment. I think this would be a fantastic result for us. This is where Sam and Hypertech Group will need to decide what to do. Again, I must state that I'm not saying Sam is guilty. I'm just saying that we want to present our case and get the truth and justice and a chance to get our money back that's due to us. The arbitration is probably what I would prefer that we go towards. There's another option in discussion. Again, I've been working with a consortium in Dubai, and this has been going on for nearly a year now. So with the legal process and the international legal company, I've had discussions with them, and then with some other parties, we've had some in-depth discussions. And there's a consortium that would look at purchasing the debt. And this would be another angle that we, again, none of this is guaranteed. I want to also state that if you are participating, I cannot guarantee anything. I can just tell you where things are at the moment. But in my opinion, this is going to be the best chance for you to get anything back. If we do get the option of the consortium, you basically put forward your claim. They'll look at it. They'll either reject or accept, and they'll take on the risk and the time and fight the case over the next couple of years. So, maybe you owed $100,000 and they offer you $70,000. They will then seek the upside on that, and that is still in discussion. So let's see how that goes. I'm hoping that option number 2 is what's going to work out best. So just to also emphasize that I've been asked specifically to start submitting that information out to the authorities, and that's why we have a full audit process. I want to add that when we started this, it was quite a challenge. And again, I must thank all those folk that participated. We sent out a questionnaire to say who would like to participate. We got 22,000 responses, of which 16,000 are unique email addresses. All right. Now, if you completed that form, you will receive an invoice. Now, if you choose not to participate, that's fine. I'm going to show you there's a little ask a question, or just reply and say, I'm no longer interested, to claim my money back. And then we will void that invoice. The reason why we're using a PTY Limited is because I committed to make this a fully audited, clear, transparent process. We want to make sure that everybody is happy. I'm not here to sham anybody or scam anybody. I have been personally abused and people sending all sorts of messages, but that's a fraction of those people that are actually so joyous and happy that we are doing something about this. It is a little bit sad that, at this stage, other people haven't stepped forward. But what I can say is that we are now in the home straits to getting all the answers we need. I want to emphasize something for those people that have already paid. What happened is we sent out USDT addresses and PayPal as an option to pay, as well as we were using Wise banking system. The Wise banking system was shut down because it was my personal Wise banking account, and they said I can't use it for business purposes. So we're busy activating the business section to it, but it does take time for submissions and clearances. Sorry, just get some water. Yeah. So for those people that have already paid their $15, you will get a receipt. I promise you, you will get a receipt. What had to happen is that we had to convert all the dollar payments into South African currency because it's in a PTY Limited. So you would have received a new invoice that's come to you. Even though that you have paid, you will receive an invoice. The reason why you're receiving that invoice is not for you to pay again. Please, you only pay once. The reason for that invoice is so that we can send you a receipt. But what we got to do is one by one case, go into your invoice, look at what you paid, make the adjustments, set that through to certain accounts, and then issue that receipt out through to you. So please just be patient for us. The reason why we are issuing invoices and why we're doing receipts is to make sure that you have got proof. What was also very challenging for me is that I was surprised how many people can't work with USDT or cryptocurrencies. This for me was not what I was expecting at the time. It was because most of all, if not all of these programs, you needed USDT to be able to participate, or crypto to be able to participate. And I would say about 80 to 90% of the people don't know how to access cryptocurrencies. So how you got involved in the program in the first place, I think you need to be discussing that with the people that you got involved with. And those people should be helping you laying out the claims. If they're not helping you or ghosting you, that's a great concern for me. So the reason why it's taking a little bit longer for those people that have already paid is that we had to convert everything into South African revenue. But you can still pay in dollars, and I'm going to show you exactly how that's going to work as well. So there's 4 payment types that we can do. The easiest and most quickest way of getting things done is the debit and credit card system. Now, on the right-hand side, I have activated these currencies so that you can pay with a debit or credit card. So if you look on the right here, from rands to dollars to euros to British pound sterling, etc. If you're in Switzerland, Israel, makes no difference. The payment system that I've selected and set up specifically to help everybody will accept credit card and debit card payments from these countries. I've even received from Swedish krona, which is quite an interesting one that came through. So that is for the debit and credit card. There's USDT option, PayPal, and you can also EFT direct. Now, some people have chosen to EFT directly into the company's bank account, which is on the invoice in the bottom left-hand side. Now, if you are experiencing a problem with and getting a 400 error, we have been spending about close to a month and a half trying to sort out what this issue is between the different countries. And what we can break it down to is that there is some, browser extension issues that are interfering. And why that is that embedded in the invoice is all the details for your particular invoice. And for some reason, it's not pulling through and not connecting to the server. So because of that, I have created a specific link for you to be able to pay once you've received your invoice. So in other words, if you want to pay by a debit and a credit card, you will be able to bypass clicking on the invoice, but I'll still show you how you do that. And you click on the pay fast, and it will take you through that link. If you're getting a 400 error, will take you through to this. Now you'll see a blank screen. You can see it just says ZAR there. If you click it, it does nothing. But why that is that this information is for the bank to contact you should something go wrong. I don't get that information. This is for the bank. You can put in your cell phone number or email address. So I'm going to put in my email address here, and then I'm going to say continue. Oh, sorry. I can't.
We can't see what you're doing.
Okay, sorry. It must, let me just try and share the right screen. Thanks for, where is the Zoom? I thought I was going to share the main screen. So let me go out of this. Sorry, folks, I'm not sure why this, I'm trying to find the specific. Ah, there we go. Stop share. Okay. So let me share again. I clicked out of the presentation. So let me just do that. And it took me to a screen. So let me just do that again. And then I'm going to share the same screen so everybody can see where we are. Okay, can you see that now?
Yeah, we see looks like your chats. Okay, now it says pay fast.
Yes, okay. So as I said on the presentation, if you're getting a 400 error, there's some issue between the browsers. So I've created a specific link so you can pay on the link. It is defaulted with the price of the link to pay. And what you need to do, this detail over here is not for me, this is for the bank. So should there be any issue, the bank would be able to contact you. If you notice here, you can't change the payment type, all right? You need to put a contact. Once you've continued, now I can choose what currency I want to pay in. So if I'm going to pay, for example, in British pound sterling, it will then change the currency. If you can see there. If I'm going to pay in Canadian dollars, it will automatically change the currency, and then you proceed with your purchase. Does everybody see that? So you can still pay, even if you want to pay with Swiss francs, it will change to your currency. So this is how you would do it on the normal invoice. But if you're getting an error 400, you get the link, which we'll send to you. And then once you've entered your email address, you choose the currency for your debit or credit card. You have all those options to choose from, and then you can pay from there. So let me just share the presentation again. Where is the... can't see, what do you see now, Sharon?
Just the gallery.
Just the gallery, okay.
Yeah. Okay, back to presentation.
Back to presentation. Okay, great. Can you see it in full?
No, not yet. Yeah.
Okay, so you can see it says there are 4 payment types. Am I right in saying that? You can see that.
Yeah, we can see that.
Okay, so we've addressed the debit credit card issue and all the different currencies. And then I just went through this link. If you're getting a 400 error, I will send you this link, and then you'll be able to sort out, because I've got a lot of questions coming back to me on that for those that have received their invoices. So the process high level, we've been asked to speed up the process. That's come from the authorities themselves. Paid invoices will get a claim number and the process with declaration forms and the various things to sign. We've been asked to send that information to authorities. Once I've covered that, I want to emphasize something as well, please. There is so much work that I need to cover right now, and I'm going to be sending updates aggressively during the month of August. Reminders, information, because once that timeline passes, it's done. There's nothing. Please understand this, and I'm saying this with the greatest respect. Do not come to me after August to ask for my help. I will not be able to help you. We've had a long time to prepare for this, and I'm done after that, and I will look after those people that are wanting to actually solve the problem. If you've got something you want to say, or please go and say it to other people. And what I mean by that is I have people saying like silly things. I just don't have time for it, you know. You're welcome to email me the stuff and say whatever you want to say. I'll just put it into a column somewhere and deal with it after August. But I want to emphasize that I'm one person, and I'm appealing to leaders and the community to help each other and step up and explain it. Set up your own chat groups, help each other get through this process of August. Because again, I'm going to emphasize, once it's done, it's done. Then whoever decides to take further action against Sam Lee can do so in their own manner that they choose. And I wish them all the success. I believe we have a very, very strong chance in getting some form of resolution, because we are dealing directly with the authorities. We'll say directly with our third parties and with the authorities. And the fact that we've been asked now to accelerate sending information through tells me we have a limited time window to put our case forward. And that is why I'm only prepared to work with those people that make the effort and work with me and everybody else in a positive, non-confrontational manner to help themselves. Once that's happened and it's done, that group that's part of this group, I will be happy to engage in depth, further discussions, private Zoom meetings, all of that. Please do not come to me afterwards and say, I didn't know. It's everybody's responsibility, in my opinion, for these leaders who made a lot of money to step up and tell their community about what's going on, or for you to extend out to whoever you know, and also just make sure. You know, I have done my best to reach out to everybody. I've informed always the VIP fives. I have sent stuff to leaders. And if they have not stepped up to help their community, I'm not judging them. they need to answer for themselves. But I'm saying that as a community, we need to work together. I'm one person, I'm going to be very, very focused on really two things: processing invoices, working with the staff to make sure that that's all done and to make sure that we right up to date. And then from the 15th of this month, August, I want us to start working on submissions. And that gives us 1 month. And I know there's going to be back and forth and clarity on that. So I'm already wanting to start with those people that have paid, and I need to just prepare everything in a certain format that is accepted. And I've got to get that sent back and forth for agreement and sent. So from basically the middle of this month of August, we will start submissions to the authorities. I've also set up some groups, and you can join those. You can join those groups and have chats with regards to that as well. And I think that is really it. I'm going to open the floor. Again, a reminder, if I don't get to all your questions, those that are in the Zoom, write all your questions down in the chat. I'm going to export that chat and work through it. If you want a specific response, please can you put your email address and make sure that we've covered that as well. All right, can we take some questions? I've got 25 minutes that we'll take some questions, and then please be prepared for a lot of communication going forward. So raise your hands and let's take some questions. Do we not have any questions? Did I cover that well? Or Sharon, can you see anybody that wants questions?
There's Tariq.
Oh, there we go. I see the questions. The hands are.
Yeah.
I keep on seeing other people trying to join. I see there's. I see Danny DeHeck is here. He can contact me privately if he wants to, and it's on YouTube anyway.
Are you too scared that I might ask some dreaded questions for you, Rory?
No, I'm not. I'm not, Danny. We got a limit of 100 people. And
Hello?
it says waiting room, so you must have 2 or 3 things. I've got nothing to be afraid
You've
of.
got
Danny.
98 in the room at the moment, mate. So there's room for me. And I have played a big part in this Hyperverse thing. I've spent hours fighting this battle.
Yeah, no, I've got no problem, Daddy. But let's just, I see hands are raised. Let's go through the people who raise hands. If your hand is up, we'll come to you as well. I'm just trying to work the back office here. I see we're back to 100. Got no problem. Okay. Why can't I see the hands?
Hello?
Hi, yeah. Can you go ahead?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I just have 2 questions. I moved my Hyperverse asset to Universal.
Yes.
So is there any possibility I can put back to that asset from Universal to Hyperverse? That's my first question. If
You
not,
actually,
how I work. Yeah.
yeah. So so what you would do is, if you got your screenshots with Hyperverse, you would then just claim on Hyperverse. Diversal, we're not getting into the diversal things because they bought over some data, but effectively they bought over a bit of a dummy from Sam. So that's a whole different battle between the two. And the people that moved their assets at this stage, I understand, haven't got their money out. I didn't get involved in any diversal programs. So we specifically working with the Hyperverse. So your question would be that you need to present based on the information you had with Hyperverse and put your best case forward. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, makes sense. But so
Before you
maybe
moved it,
if there is,
basically. Yeah, before you moved it, you
oh,
would basically say, that was my status before I moved it. We were instructed to move, but as at Hyperverse, this is what the funds were worth, and we were told we had to move it. But I was owed $3,000 at the time, and you need to
okay, and
substantiate.
Okay, thank you. And also my second question, I did email you like 3 or 2 times, but you didn't respond back.
Yeah, so what's happened is during the course of the last week and a half, it's been very intense between here and sorting things out. I've got staff working from next week. They're going to help. I've put all the different queries going into the email, and a lot of the same queries of people that are saying things like, I've already paid. And I'm hoping that this meeting helps clear that up for people. And then on the other side, I've got 2 emails that I'm going to be sending out over the weekend, which should be addressing a lot of the questions that are coming through. The balance of people that have not received an invoice, and that's a large portion of people, I'm going to be sending that out to everybody. So over the weekend, I'm hoping that everybody who did not yet receive an invoice but committed to do the invoice. You remember when we did that Google form, right? Last year, we did that Google form. Everybody, that 16,000, everybody will receive an invoice in South African ZAR, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, last question. Is there like other groups created other than Telegram regarding to this issue?
Yes, I'm going to be emailing out the groups on an email for everybody again. So everybody that registered, I will be sending out the specific groups that are I created. It's called TLV.zone, which stands for Truth, TLV, Truth, Lies, and Video. That's just something I cottoned onto way back. So that will be for the purpose up until the end of August. I will then close those groups down. Those people that are not participating are then welcome to carry on to do their own thing.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Tarek, you can go ahead, please.
But it was just him speaking, so we've got next is Anna.
Okay, Anna. Okay, please go ahead, Anna.
Thank you. My question is, what amount are we focusing on? Is it the investment amount or the amount that was owed to us at the end?
The amount that was owed to us at the end. So what the backup? Yeah. So we're not going for the capital. We're putting forward, and that will be in your instructions when you receive them for the declaration and the claims. If you've got no proof at all, in other words, you don't even have a screenshot, then you're going to have to prove the deposit that you put in. And then they will review it. But if you've got the screenshot and it says US dollars, you were owed $18,000 in the back screen. And keep in mind, you might have been involved in VidiLook, and you might have been involved in Hyperfund, and you might have been involved in Vend. Whatever those dollar amounts are, you take a screenshot of that, and you're going to submit, and you'll have a submission for each program.
A submission for each program.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Are you involved in more than just which programs were you involved in, Anna?
And a bunch of them. So
yeah, so you're going to do a declaration and claim for the bunch of them that you're involved in. Remember, the $15 is to help cover the admin and the legals. I mean, the Dubai lawyers are charging $450 an hour, just to give a perspective on this.
Okay.
It's a lot of money. So in other words, Anna, if you're involved in 3, then you're going to claim on 3. And you will have a claim form for the respective things that you're involved in. And you'll do a declaration for each one.
So, and people have to prove either by deposit or by screenshot?
Yes. If you don't have to, if you can't show any proof of any kind, then that will just, you know, we can't submit it. It will just get rejected. So you'll need to show proof.
Okay, great. Thank you. Those were my questions.
Thank you, Anna. Pastor Alex.
Sir, God bless you, my brother. Thank you for holding forth up to now, and I'm very grateful. Please, I want to find out if one can use one USDT payment transaction to pay for some community members.
I think if you're going to do that, please send me an email separately to that, because what I would need to get is the name, surname, email address and country of origin, and then we will create invoices for each one of those, and then we'll match it up in the back end. I have had a couple of people paying for community members, but I would need to, if you're doing bulk payments, just email me. It will make it easier to match everything up with the invoice numbers. Does that make sense?
Okay, sir. And then in respect of submission of details of claim, which means each of the each screenshot of should be submitted aligned with the payment, right?
No, not at this stage. At this stage, we're just asking for the you'll get your instructions from the 15th of, well, I'm aiming for the 15th of August. You will then get your claim number, a declaration form, and you know, where to add all your screenshots and things into it. It will be a process that you can upload.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. God bless you for the good job.
Thank you, my friend, Pastor. And Pastor, I'm really hoping I want to work with you as well for your community. I know your community was devastated as well. We will, let's get through this and let's see how we can help your community, because I know that you guys had a devastating situation in your country.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
Thank you, my friend. Cindy. Cindy?
Rory, can you hear me?
Don't know who's talking. Is that Cindy?
It's Mark here. Yeah, I'm at the
Sorry,
office.
Mark. Sorry, buddy. You well?
Yeah, not too bad. Rose, you said that we'd be able to pay with US dollars. Is that still an option, or must we convert it to USDT to get it through to you?
Well, you can do an EFT transfer to South Africa, but just hit me up afterwards, and I'll try and get the specifics on that one. So,
okay. So I'll be paying for about 15 people. So,
okay.
you know, it's a larger amount, and I've got a Wise account, so it will be coming from a Wise account.
Okay, so what we'll do, Mark, is then just do a bulk, we'll get all the details from you. We'll create invoices for each one, send those to you, and then you do a bulk payment, and we'll just tally it up. You can do an EFT. Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
Well,
thank you.
We'll work the system. Thanks for helping your team.
Thank you very much for all your effort.
Yeah, it's been a long, hard grind, and I must again also say to I don't know if Danny's still on. You know, they obviously created a lot of awareness around this issue as well. So I think collectively
I'm always
we got
watching, Rory.
Yeah.
I'm always watching.
Oh, great. Well, I see Danny's still here. Okay.
Good day,
Great.
Rory. If I could say something, please.
Well, we got other people, but go for it, Danny, if you want to go ahead.
I've just been working with a lawyer who's chasing $2 million lots for people who lost money in Hyperverse. And his strategy is actually going after the money that they got from Bitcoin Rodney when he was incarcerated, because they seized his assets. So they are legally liable to pay that money back if they recover money, if he's got any money, that is. But I just thought that might be another strategy. And I think I've got a few people watching you at the moment. We're just wondering if you want to give us the case number.
There isn't a case number at this stage because we're working with the authorities specifically on that. If the arbitration is more successful outside of the course, then the case number won't go forward. So, as I said earlier, we are looking at 3 different options, Danny, and this will really depend on how Sam wants to respond to this.
How are you going to serve Sam if he's gone into hiding? It's like going after Ryan.
He's not going to hiding, and the authorities know exactly where he is.
I know where he is.
Well, great. Then you can keep the authority. So what I'm saying is we're taking instruction from the authorities, and we are not messing with the process, Danny. And once we've, that's why I've been asked to expedite things, and what they do and how they discuss things.
That, Roy?
Have
you got any proof that have you got any proof that you're actually talking to anyone? Because we've been down this road before. So
yeah,
can you
Danny,
prove
I'm not
that
going to publicize it because people must make a decision what they want to do.
We've been in these scams, well, I have, for a long time, and there's always secrets. And you say you're going to be transparent, but why can't you mention the people that are looking into the case?
Because I was asked not to.
But that's the telltale. That's what we always get.
Oh, well, Danny, people must make a decision what they want to do, but I'm working with the authorities. I've told you that since last year, and what was presented to them and what investigations they've done and how we're working with them. Dubai authorities will do things the way that they want to do, and I'm just respecting that process. They are handling the matter that they see fit. And as I said earlier,
We have got a lot of correspondence with them, Roy. We have
Good.
been corresponding with all sorts
I
of
know.
the senators
know.
in Australia, the
I know.
FMA in New Zealand,
know.
you know, and we don't get any contact with them. So I don't actually believe you.
Well, that's your choice, Danny. The reason is I'm working with people locally in Dubai, and Dubai is doing things the way. Look, Danny, I'm not here to debate. I appreciate you challenging things, and I respect that. But this is not.
Well, you left me in the waiting room, so I presume you don't really.
I beg your pardon, Danny?
You've left me in the waiting room. I've had to come in under an alias to get in here, but I'm still in the waiting room.
No, I'd see the crypto Ponzi Avengers here, or what's it? Crypto Ponzi Avenger here. I don't know how many phones you're using. But Danny, as I said, that's a decision that people want to take. I understand.
It just seems like a money grab, Roy.
Well,
It just seems like another money grab. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying this is what we're used to hearing: is secrets.
Yeah, sure.
I'm fully being transparent, but I can't tell you anything. Trust me.
Danny, I've made a very clear declaration of how the money is going to be used. It's going into a PTY, which is fully audited. So people must make a decision of what they want to do. And I've made it very clear to people.
Do you think this is real?
Sorry, Danny?
Whether something is real or not depends on the context and the individual's interpretation. So I can't make a definitive statement about that. It's important for people to gather as much information as possible and make an informed decision based on their own perspective and beliefs.
Danny, I'm not here to help you host your thing. Please can we move on to the next questions? I know you're busy with Chavez and doing Boomerang, and I appreciate that you what you do, but let's get the other questions asked by other people. Maddie, please go ahead.
Hey, Rory.
Hi.
Hey there. Thank you for doing the call.
Pleasure.
And thank you for giving us the information. I just wanted to ask about the 15. I'm sorry. Oh, about about the invoice.
Yeah.
Is this the $15 like some people have already paid it, or is this a new invoice or something else?
So with the debit card and credit card fees, it's $15 plus $2.50 to accommodate the exchange fee and the payfast fee on the debit cards. So if you are able to send USDT $15, then we'll pick it up from there. But if you're using a debit and credit card, it works out to about $17.50.
That wasn't my question. I already paid 15
then you don't need to pay anymore. Yeah.
Oh, so that's all it is. It's just the same.
That's all it is. There's only a one payment.
That's absolutely fine. I'm sorry I wasn't clear. I'm gonna go. Thank you for your help.
No. I'm glad you clarified. A lot of people have asked that same question. So if you've paid no, please don't apologize. I've received, funds in Tron and all sorts of weird things, but it's $15 and only one payment. That's all that's required, nothing more. And again, once this whole matter is being sorted out, we'll see what's in the pot and we'll decide what we do with that. For those people that have participated, whatever's left there, and with the audit, we say, okay, what we're going to do with it. And I'll say there's 40% left, 80% left, 10% or 100% left. I'm not here to keep the money, but I cannot engage with attorneys and costs. It's expensive, and I need to be able to cover those costs, realistically.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry you're being bombarded with people that don't trust you. I personally trust you, and I feel you've been very honest. So
I'm trying. Look, I understand where Danny comes from, because he is challenged a lot of people and busted programs. He's made a lot of assumptions in the past about me, and that's fine. People are welcome to their own opinions. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to try and convince anybody anything. I'm saying what I committed to doing. I committed that if we got to a point where enough of us had been abused or hurt or lost money, and I put my foot down in the sense of where you put a stick in the sand to say enough is enough. It's time we do something as a community. And I said, if I get support of 10,000 people or more, I'm happy to dedicate my time to taking this case on. And I haven't stopped. And I have had threats, so, people from the outside might think this is all fun and games, but this is a very big case and very serious things are involved. And I'm not prepared to divulge other information just to pacify other people. Either you're in or you're out. I've been very transparent. I'm not here for a money grab. I'm here to try and help people. And it's the best chance. Otherwise, people are welcome to do their own thing, Maddie. Well, contact the other leaders. I don't know where they are or what they're doing, but I'm just trying to help people that
I think I know you have said the same thing from the very beginning, and you're saying the same thing now. I totally trust you, and I hope that I'm sure most people do. So that's all I'm saying. Thank you. I'm going to go, but thank you very, very much.
That's a pleasure, Maddie. You take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Very cool. Mariko? I think that person's gone.
Here is it. Hi,
you
this
there,
is
Mariko?
Mariko. Yeah.
Mariko, hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing well. Thank you. This is the first time I talk to you. Anyway, my question is just a procedure. I have paid $15 by USDT, and so I just wait for the invoice that I'll be. I mean, I haven't received it, but just get that I'll get the invoice from you, and then I just filled it out, and then after that, I will get the declaration form and then submit it along with the what is it called, the screenshot of my accounts, and then just submit with it, and that's the procedure, right?
That is correct. We're going to give you an example to work with, so you can see what an example looks like, and then you can copy the example. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you. I'll just wait for that.
Thank you, Mariko.
Thank you very much.
Patience. As I said, those that have paid before have paid in so many different methods, but because this the company is based in South Africa, I have to convert everything into South African rands, you understand, at the time for the audit, which is what I've been told by the accountants. So we need to go and edit each one of those payments. We need to match it up to the invoice, edit it and adjust it, and then send you the correct invoice amount and void the one if it's wrong, and send your receipt. Then you've got your receipt, because your receipt is going to be linked to a claim number, and the claim number then will go forward from there. And as I said, look, I'm publicly stating to everybody here, if there's money left over, whoever's paid can decide, we can decide what we want to do with it. If we land up with a 30% left, is it going, then we send back to everybody 30%, if that's going to be the case. So, but I'm hoping and pushing that we obviously get what's owed and due to us, if you know what I'm saying, the proper money that we were due and what we've lost. That for me is what we want the truth. Isn't it amazing that through all of this now, one of the big victories I see is that other people haven't been hurt. Whereas all these other programs have kind of gone underground, that are linked to Sam Lee. And if Sam Lee's here, please, Sam, please, you're welcome to come on. But it's so nice to know that other people are not losing big money. Do you know what I mean? We've made an impact already. Those people that have got involved and put their names down and are participating, and we've really made an impact. We've really made an impact. So thank you.
If I could just say a few words.
I don't know who that is.
It's Mr. Habib, yeah? South Africa.
Yes, Habib. I see you were going to be next, but you can go ahead. You're after Andrew.
We've been really patient with regards to the knowledge that you have pertaining to give us, and we really appreciate what you have been doing with regards to going forward. All we want to know is what do you think the time frame of this would be?
Okay, so it depends on Sam's response. So if they settle out of court, it will be certainly this side of the year, okay, which could be within 2 to 3 months, because
Okay, that sounds good.
yeah, it's the way I understand. That's why I'm pushed. That's why we're looking for that one. So the way I understand it is that we're now submitting everything to the authorities. They're going to be sitting in an arbitration. Sam either agrees or he disagrees. If he agrees, when I say Sam and co agrees, settlements are made, and that's the end of the case. You understand?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
If Sam doesn't agree,
previously,
then we
a
have
few
to
years back, we did mention that there was, with regards to a debit card that we were going to be receiving, with regards to our payments.
Sorry, a debit card that you're receiving. No, you mean debit card option to pay or debit card to receiving? I'm not familiar what you're
To
asking.
receive our funds. That our funds would be put onto a debit card and we would be receiving our funds through there on our own banking system.
No. That was, somebody was promoting something. If you signed up to a program, they would pay you back over time. I didn't get involved in that. That was basically.
Okay, let me not waste any more of your time. What we would
Yeah.
like to do going forward is that we pay the $15, receive our invoices, and we wait for the next step.
Yeah, that's as simple as that. Invoice, pay, we've got money, we can work with the admin, you will get a receipt. Once you get a receipt, the receipts go and there will be claim numbers linked to the receipts. That specific claim number is your claim number for whichever programs you were involved in. Then you would say, right, I'm involved in 6 programs. And then you would get a declaration form for each one of those programs, essentially. And then you put your claims in for those, and you then claim the amount. We're not going for we're not going for the. So if your back office said that you owed $100,000, that is what we put in the claim in, and it's up to Sam to defend that position. Does that make sense?
Yes. And also one more point, what do we do in the instance of us not being able to get into our accounts, into our Hyperverse accounts, because I'm trying to log in to both accounts and I cannot seem to log in.
So you would have to then, if you can't prove anything on the back office, then you would have to prove the deposit that you put in to Hyperverse, how we did it, and then claim the deposit amount, what you put in. So if you, did you take any screenshots of your back office originally?
No, well, because we are here in South Africa, we haven't used Hyperverse. We were using the Luno accounts that we paid into Bitcoin via Bitcoin and then into Luno accounts into Hyperverse.
Yeah, so when you paid from Luno account to that Hyperverse account, that's the deposit that you approve, that you put in. But if you've got to make a screenshot to show that you had $15,000 owing to you in Hyperverse, then that would be the screenshot that you would use.
Yes. And also, I don't know whether it's I'm allowed to say this here with regards to deceased accounts as well. How are we going to get to that?
Estate letters. So you would need you can still put the claim in, as long as you've got the what do they call it? The attorney. What's the word I'm looking for? Power of attorney or the authority.
Yes.
You know, the estate, the person that's doing the estate. You would need to do that. And if
thank you so much for your time.
If they've already declared it, then you would need to look at the will with the underwritten, because, you know, some people that have passed on, we're looking at a lot of money. You know, there could be $1 million sitting in that account that's potentially owed to them. So we've recognized that, and we'll have a process. So if that's something that people need to do. The other thing, Yusuf, which might answer some questions as well, which have been asked, is the multiple accounts scenario of Hyperverse. So when Hyperverse launched, it was clarified that we could have multiple accounts, and we have proof of that. Okay. So now what's happened is they backpedaled later and said, no, you can't. But because that original contract that is there, if you have multiple accounts, you can claim on your multiple accounts under one person, as long as it's one legal entity for one claim, if that makes sense, linked to that multiple account scenario. Am I making sense with that email address? Email address equals claim number equals what you're going to be claiming for, with proof. You need to show the proof.
So we have a lot of work cut out for us, and I guess we should get to it.
Yeah, that's why, Yusuf, I'm being very clear to say that I cannot sit answering silly questions. I've got to just go forward, and I'm appealing to the community to work together and help each other get to what
we appreciate you, Rory. We do.
Thank you, Yusuf. Appreciate it. Then I have iPhone over here. I just asked to unmute. Please go ahead. Okay, I'm going to go to Andrea. Andrea, please go ahead.
Good morning, Rory. Thank you so much for everything you've done for the community.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. I have a question. Just basically double checking the due date at the end of August. Is it for people to pay the $15 or for those who have decided at this time that they want to join the lawsuit? Do they still have time to join the community, the lawsuit?
Yes. So what I'm going to be doing during the course of late next week, because I want to make sure all the current people that have already joined and signed up before I closed off, they're all going to receive the invoices, and people are going to come back and say, I'm no longer interested, or yes, I am interested. So we're going to be busy with that next week. And then I'm doing a new capture, but it's not going to be on Google. It's going to be a private capture, which I'm looking at using with the MailerLite program, which automatically pulls everybody into a database. I've had situations where, oh man, I tell you, it's been so frustrating. People are taking my identity. They've created fake telegrams. They have done just crazy things. It's just very tiring. I've had my Google account reported. I've had my YouTube reported, everything to try and stop me doing what I'm doing, which is very frustrating. But we just have to work around. That's why I've registered my own domain, roryconacher.com, so I can at least control that, if you understand. Otherwise, it's just a constant, if you've got an army of people that just keep complaining and complaining, it's very time consuming to try and keep proving what you're doing, and again, I don't know specifically who it is, but my gut feel is that it was people that have got the most to lose.
Okay, so you're going to be posting that information in the TBL zone.
Are you getting emails from me? Did you get the email reminder for the meeting?
Yes, I'm getting your emails, but I have a couple of people who are interested now in joining the lawsuit.
Yes.
And I need to start from scratch pretty much from there. So they need to start from saying.
Yeah,
sorry?
so what we'll do is I'll create a specific email with the link of the new place to just type in your name, surname, and that. Then they will get an invoice and they will get a receipt, and they will follow the same process. I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible. No other questions. We've done all the questions that we need to. Remember the original question we had, where how much money have you lost?
Yes.
You remember, right? That's already been given to the authorities. So they already have that information. So they know what they're dealing with.
Okay, perfect. And just one more thing, just to double confirm, because I get a little bit of confusion when it comes to the people who have paid, which is my case. I send USDT, right? And I received that invoice saying, like, charging me again, like I needed to pay again. So
No. If you've paid, please don't pay again. Okay. But the new people, they'll get the invoice which says $17.50. Then instead of paying in ZAR, the South African rand, let me see if I can share my screen and show people that right now.
Yeah, with the new link that you created, right?
Yeah, so I've created a new link, but so I just need to see if I can share the screen. Okay, I'm going to share something here. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a sample of an invoice. So you'll say, thanks for working. Again, I put you, the first line I put you, if you've already paid, please ignore the email and I'm sorry for bothering you. You will receive a receipt as we need to issue an invoice first to match out with your payments. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. Then over here, when you click on the invoice, you would, if that doesn't work, first try and click on your green payment button. If that doesn't work, so in other words, you get the error 400, then you can use that, what I showed earlier. So you see that some members struggle to make payments and receive a 400 error. We believe that issues is now resolved. However, you can pay using link and select the currency of choice to pay with a debit card. So just what I've gone through to explain, and I'm actually going to do a little video so people can understand as well, so that it will just be easier for everybody. So let's say now you receive this invoice. you would click here, review and pay. Is it still showing the new screen coming up?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it? Has it
Yes.
changed? Okay, so you can see here, this is the person, they've got a invoice number. If you have a question, you would click on here, and then you can just send a question to, and that will come to me, all right? You can download the invoice, and there's the details for the direct. This is a PTY Limited, registered.
Yeah.
And then you see here, pay with PayFast. You would click on that green button. You've already paid, but now you see that 400 error request.
Yes.
So this is why I'm using this one specifically. This is where people say, oh, this is a problem. So some people have it, some people don't. And I don't know why. If you do have this problem, you would go back to the invoice, then you would click on that link.
Okay.
And that link takes you to what I had earlier. You would type in your details like I showed. And this is only for debit and credit cards. And then you would continue. And then you can choose your currency. If you're paying in euros, then we'll change it to euros, and then you just complete as per normal payout. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I'm just checking right now the email that I received. Dubai legal case. Just successful pilot. Well, I just don't want to take your time right now because I didn't read in that email that said, if you paid already, sorry to bother you, things like that. I don't remember reading that.
You might have had one of the previous invoice, but not to worry. We can pick it up later. But thank you.
Okay. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you so much. Thanks a lot.
It's a great pleasure. Is there any other questions there? Sorry, I've got the sun in my eyes at the moment. Just give me a second.
This is Anna. I have a quick question.
Okay, I'm coming now, Anna. I've just got sun in my eyes.
Okay.
Can you see me now? I'm back.
Yes. A quick question. If
Yes.
a person has more than one account, even if they are in different names, do they have to pay $15 for each account?
When you say different, which accounts are you referring to? Which programs?
Oh, sorry. Let's say in Hyperverse. There are
So
people that
was the email address the same login for that account?
no, every email is different. And some are family members. How does that work?
So let me define it this way.
Mhm.
Each legal entity is a separate individual case. So $15 for each legal entity. Does that help clarify it?
Does that mean if it is the same person, but they use two different names or two different emails, is that two legal entities?
I think the intent is two different. Well, it does that each of those people have a passport.
No, same passport.
Okay, so you need to think of how you're going to prove your case, when you submit the information, because if you submit two different names and it's not the names of the people that match, there'll be it could get kicked out. So you need to think about that.
Okay, what about if you have mentioned before when there is like a family group, there are different people with different names and different emails. Is that $15 for every name and different email? And do you have to apply for each one of them individually?
I think each legal person for the family is one person. So if it's a family, person would need to claim for each person.
So they have to fill out an application for each
Yes.
person.
Yeah, it's their own legal entity, correct.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I
Okay.
thought you have said before that you can claim for all the family together. I thought.
No. That's if you had two accounts, two of your own accounts, and you're the same person. But if you a family, then each person, each legal entity needs to put forward their own case to prove it. I wouldn't make it too confusing, if that makes sense, because there's a lot of information that's going to go through. A lot of, if it doesn't look right, it's going to get kicked out, because you're going to be putting a declaration as an individual. So you say, I, Rory Conacher, claim the following based on this motivation and a short, and that's it, you know, with all your the amount and all your proof. You say, this is my proof attached and motivation. If you start saying, I'm John and Paul and Susan, and they're just kind of like, what is going on? We don't understand. You understand?
Okay. Yes. And final question. Final question. I have a person that has two accounts. One with her married name, which is her official name, and she has a passport on that. One with her maiden name, which she doesn't have any official papers for that. How does that work?
She just needs to prove who she is. She'll have to prove who she is. So if she hasn't got any documentation for that other name, has she not got a ID book or a driver's license as from a maiden name, a valid proof of ID from a maiden name?
No.
Then it might be thrown out. She can try.
Okay.
But then she has to show a marriage certificate maybe, and just see if that can help. Or birth certificate.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
ID. No problem.
Thank you for all you do.
No, it's a pleasure. Is there anybody else?
Hi, Rory. I would like to say something.
Yeah, please go ahead. Who's talking?
Yes. My name is Gulshan. I usually write you from time to time, and I just wanted to say that I appreciate all the hard work you're doing. No matter what people are saying, I could see your interest in all of us, and you're trying to help us. And for the most part, we really appreciate it. And thank you for your hard work. And I hope this thing works out, because it has put me in a bind also.
Absolutely. And I think it makes a little prayer would also help, you know, that this is looked over properly. But there have been so many people that's been hurt, and this is why, you know, if we do nothing, we can't expect a result. We have a breakthrough. I mean, we have now been requested to send the information, if you know what I mean, linked with the negotiations. So that for me is a big win on its own. I can't guarantee anything, but that is a big win on its own. And we'll take it from there. And if that cuts out, for example, many hours in the legal process, then we've won, in the sense of we're not going to spend as much money as what's been raised, if that makes sense. We can then, you know, whatever the refund is. So I don't think it's going to go this way, but worst case scenario, we only end up spending $5 of the $15. That means you get 2/3 of your money back. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not here to take. I need capital to fight this fight for us and to do this properly. Like next week, if you can imagine, 15 to 20,000 people need to be processed in under a month. I have to get that done. I cannot do it all on my own. You understand? And that's why I had to put systems in place. And I wanted to do it properly. And that's why eventually I've used the the audited company to be able to do this. And I've sat down and gone through the process, which means there's accountants, there's all a bunch of things that have had to change, had to be done. So I'm excited, that we're now at a place where we're going to get some feedback and resolution. It's not just sitting in blue sky, if that makes sense.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all the hard work you put into for people that you don't even know. So thank you.
It's a great pleasure. My heart goes out to, I know a lot of people have been stranded or left, and so it's a great pleasure. And if we work together as a community, let's see what results we get out of this. I'm going to go on to Dee. Thank you very much. Dee?
Hi, Rory. First of all, thank you so much for everything you're doing. Secondly, I had multiple accounts in Hyperverse. All of them were linked to one email address.
That's fine. So that was your login with that one.
Yes.
So in other words,
correct.
you would be able to log in with that email address each time.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
fine. Then you can submit those multiple accounts. You just have the screenshots and the login is this, and that will be part of your motivation.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
That's a great pleasure. Mariko, you back? Okay, I think that's
Okay.
everybody.
Sorry.
Oh, you're back, Mariko. Okay,
Yes,
you're back.
I have a hard
Okay.
time unmuting it. I have one more question. You mentioned, somebody asked earlier, what amount? When I first filled out the Google form last year, what I put it in was what I invest in, not the amount I was owned. So this time when the declaration form comes, I can change the amount
Yes.
to match with the screenshot
office.
that what they owed. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Yeah. So that Google form was to understand how big the problem was and what was to owed. So we've submitted that to give an indication of what the problem has been, which has gone to the authorities. So now they're like, okay, now with the declaration, you're making a legal binding contract, or not contract, declaration. So you will need to motivate and put forward. If you put something forward that doesn't justify, or you can't justify, it will just be kicked out. You can understand, because they don't have time for that, if you understand. So I've got to coordinate with each individual their declaration, all the support documents. We have to pre-check those documents to say, hang on, you're missing something. Please submit, otherwise this is going to get kicked out. We've then got to get that through on a specific process that we've been given. We've then got to save all that stuff into documentation and then move through. And that's why I want to get started as soon as possible on that with everybody.
And one more thing, this is Mariko. One more thing, I used 2 email address, I think, maybe 3 the most. It's all my, and then, but I'm the only legal entity. So is it okay to claim 2 or 3 different email address that I open the account with the Hyperverse?
I think it's going, personally, if I'm looking at what I understand, and we'll need to verify on that, but personally, I think it will be too confusing for the people. It's
okay.
Why have you got 3 different email addresses? You know, why didn't you just use one? So it will get very confusing, I think, for those people trying to work through it. So, but let me come back to, if it changes that we can do that. There's going to be a lot of to and back happening in the next 2 weeks, you know, as we're doing the declaration forms. If it changes, you'll get a very detailed explanation, and I'll probably do videos on what to do and deal with those questions as well. So I'm glad you've raised it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. I'm going to have the last question. We're 15 minutes, 20 minutes over. Daniel Tong, please go ahead, and then we'll end it. And if you are still in this meeting room, please type all your questions into the chat. I'm going to export the chat and put that through an AI and segment the questions. Okay, Daniel, you're the last person. Please go ahead.
Hi, Rory. I'm from Malaysia.
Hi.
Actually, I have consolidated all my accounts from VideoLook, from VAV, to VAN, which was asked to do a couple of months back. So shall I claim under VAN, or do I have to claim under
Claim under
VideoLook?
each? No, you'll claim under each program. So you're going to claim VideoLook, you'll claim VAV, and you'll claim Vend. And it's for SAM and Hypertech to defend.
I see. So, but I have transferred all my funds from VideoLook and VAN and VAV to VAN, including my my downlines.
So what you would do, did you have a screenshot of your VideoLook before you did that?
Okay. So I have to, that means that I have to do it individually, right?
Yes. So what you will say, if you've got a screenshot that
I
shows...
sorry, Roy, I have a screenshot of the total amount in in VAN.
Yes, then you would use that one.
That means I've transferred everything to VAN. then
Yes.
the total amount is actually in VEND now.
That's fine. Then you would claim that total amount in VEND and say, total amount transferred, and this is what's owing in US dollars in VEND for me.
Okay, that'll be great. Thanks.
Okay. All right, folks, thank you very much. I know it was a little bit rushed. There's been so many calls and everything today. Again, I want to thank you so much. And for those on YouTube, I hope it came out and it was there. It's going to get very busy during August. Please, I'm appealing to everybody to work together. Again, from my side, after August is closed off, that's it. Not going to take any more people in, and we will want to get our final submissions through. And I'm going to be focusing on this process during August. Thank you for all those that have given support over this time. It's been a very long time. Let us move forward and see what justification and reimbursement we can get from Dubai. Have a fantastic weekend and watch out for emails and communication. Thank you all. Have a good one.